What you gonna play now?
Clap it. That's right, I'm back and it's not a repeat. So turn up the volume and start rocking to the beat. Cause I'm on a beat line for your funny bones. So lock all the doors and disconnect the phone. People say I'm crazy, a madcap loon. Kids talk to me like I'm a cartoon. Just for your entertainment I've been employed. So turn on, tune in, sit back and enjoy. Winston, just because we ain't got no motor doesn't mean to say you've got to stop being my chauffeur.
What do you mean, Delbert?
Open the door, Winston. Not your door, Winston, my door. Thank you.
Sorry, Delbert, I didn't know the job entailed all of that.
Never mind that, Winston. Just pay the man. And Winston,
what?
Haggle.
Richard Delbert?
I've only got one word to say to you, Alex. Grease.
Never been there, son.
No, man, not that grease. This stuff that's all over your counter. Look at this, man. If I'd wanted my cuff deep fried, I would have rung up and ordered it in advance. I hope you got a receipt for the cab fare, Winston.
Only costs £1.50.
Nevertheless, it's crucial for my company accounts. Now run after him, go on, and get another cab if necessary, and get a receipt for that one as well.
Yeah, but this one might cost you £5 to catch the other one. And then he'll want a tip, so you'll be out of pocket to the tune.
Suddenly I've got a chauffeur with a degree in economics.
You'll be out in a big way, haven't you, Dee?
Yeah, he's had his motor nicked, that's why.
What, you mean there's somebody out there with worse taste in cars than Delbert?
This is not common theft, Winston. We're talking major crime here, perpetrated by an elite squad of art thieves, acting on the orders of a Mr. Big. He couldn't make a van go, so he stole my car instead.
Maybe he's just gone for a spin with his guide dog. Have you called the police?
Of course I called the police, Julie. I call them all the time. Just like when Nelson Mandela calls P.W. Balfour when he fancies a chat. Call the police. What's it like to be so young and innocent, Julie? I can't remember.
No. Well, you wouldn't, because you've never been either.
That's right. I've been totally dangerous from the day I was born. In fact, I wasn't born. I was created by the crash of a meteorite, formed a black hole that was out of sight, landed in Brixton on the high street, grabbed the microphone and started rapping to the beat.
Superman, back down to earth, you're on the air.
There's a little bit of saliva in there, but it's cool.
Ready?
Ready?
Tell me, Julie, have I ever showed you where my old man was born?
All right, never mind all that man from Uncle Cobb has let the High Priest of Cool into his fridge.
Limassol.
अच्छा अब वक्त हो गया है सुबह का 1 बजने वाला है और इसका मतलब यह है कि डेल्बर्ट विल्किंस आने वाले हैं और वो आपको अपना मशहूर well crucial show 2 घंटे के लिए पेश करेंगे and I'd just like to leave all of you out there with this thought a stranger is just a friend you don't know you've been listening to Wasim on the Brixton Broadcasting Corporation serving the South London community. It's 1 o'clock. Beep, beep.
Yo, how you doing?
Delbert Wilkins on the baby side.
Yeah, that's right. That's who you're listening to. Delbert Wilkins on the Brixton Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC. Are you feeling totally spondicious? Well, I'm not, because my one and only 2-litre Ford Wicked has been stolen. Yeah, that's right. Vorsprung durch Nite. It's been savagely abducted from the streets against his will. And here's a police message. You're useless. So I broke the news to the geezer from the law, right? All he can say to me is, well, sir, a car gets stolen every 15 seconds. What's so special about yours? I said, are you crazy, guy? This isn't just any car. It's unique. The seats recline so far back, I have to have my hair cut in Australia. The tyres are so wide, I can't drive in motorway lanes. I have to drive in shipping lanes. Anyway, the geezer hung up on me. What kind of policing is that? I'll tell you what kind. Normal kind. Anyway, I'm going to ask my loyal fans to do a bit of real community policing for me and help me find my car. So, if you hear the ground trembling and windows shattering and people rushing out into the street screaming, don't worry, it's not an earthquake. It's just some car thief playing my car radio too loud. Ticket.
That's taken care of, miss.
Alex, geezer over there won't pay his bill.
Go and tell him that the last guy who tried to do that is it.
He's not being stroppy. He just said Delbert had paid. He's waiting for him.
Well, how does he know Delbert's here? I've never seen him before. Have you?
Don't think he could be a government investigator, do you? It's a good disguise if he is.
They'll stop at nothing to put us public servants out of business, Julie. If Delbert's been shouting his mouth off, I'll nail his moustache to the turntable.
Yes. Anyone got any requests for operatives down under?
Why don't you just carry a sign saying, I am a pirate radio disc jockey?
Look, I'll distract him with a free brandy, right? And if he is a snoop, we'll shop him for accepting bribes.
Yeah, well, just make it a single.
You are okay to, limousine me, Alex?
Keep them coming, miss. I like them.
If he's a snoop, I'm a dancer on the Benny Hill show.
Miss. While you're there, bring the bottle over now. And put it on Delbert's account, eh?
You've got to look at it on the bright side. I mean, at least there's been, what, 3 reported sightings of your car?
Yeah. Being pushed into a canal, being hit by a steamroller, and one of it being driven off a cliff by a World War II Japanese fighter pilot. Some of my listeners are severely deranged, Winston.
Yeah, I bet they're only joking, though. Well, 2 of them, maybe.
Cameron.
Hey, not so fast.
He's talking to your brain, Winston.
There's a geezer over there, reckons he's a friend of yours. He's expecting you to pay this for him.
£38.75? I thought you said geezer, not coach pie. Winston, don't deal with this, man. Tell him I'm not picking up any bills in my name.
Excuse me, I've got a message for you. I'm not picking up any bills in my name.
Delbert! Hey! You don't recognize me? I'm your long-lost father.
No. You can't be long lost. I had dinner with you only last night.
You got the Wilkins sense of humor, eh?
Excuse me, I'm Delbert Wilkins.
Delbert, son!
Bit of respect for the suit, guy. 2 million silkworms died to get this ready. I haven't seen my father for 20 years.
22 years. You think you can catch me all, but I'm the genuine article.
Well, we'll see about that guy. I've got a picture of him and me when I was a kid.
How touching. You've been a very good son to me, Delbert.
And it doesn't look anything like you. Mind you, this photograph doesn't look anything like me either. There are some severe fashion mistakes here. Sandals with socks.
That is because that is your cousin Cleveland and your uncle Ignatius.
Delbert, while you got your wallet open...
Alex, not now, man. It's a big emotional moment.
Come on, son. Back to your house. We have a lot of catching up to do, you know.
You're not kidding. 22 birthday presents for one thing. A Ford, a train set, a Sky Electric, and then some toys for when I was a kid.
Don't worry. I have something outside for you.
Oh, wow. You must be my father, man. Tastes like this is just genetic. Look at these tail fins. It's like Orca to kill a whale on wheels. I couldn't have wished for a better present, Dad.
What are you talking about, man? This isn't it. I got it locked up in the boot.
Must be pretty valuable, then.
You can't be too careful these days, you know.
Yeah, I've got a lot of catching up to do, starting with my ideas on clothes. This must be the world's first totally incompatible tie, you know what I mean? It's like an overdose of sleeping pills in polyester.
Well, Delbert, you see, I didn't know how you would have turned out. I thought, well, maybe an office clerk or something in insurance. By the time I found out you were a whiz kid, well, it was too late to get you another present.
Boy, I'm not a whiz kid. I'm a self-made entrepreneur. Style counselor, social worker, broadcaster, and fashion model.
You mean you're unemployed? Look, some of this must have cost you a pretty penny. Unless, of course, it's all stolen.
That's a bit British Telecom, isn't it?
What?
Out of order. You stroll back in here after 22 years and accuse me of being a thief. Well, I'm not. Although I might have been if you'd stayed around long enough to teach me everything you know.
Good. So all of this is up to me, then. I made a man out of you, son.
Oh, yeah, you made a man out of my mother as well. She had to work 10 hours a day and look after a house and be personal advisor to a megastar.
How is she, by the way?
Fine, but I think she's about to take a turn for the worse.
You mean she wouldn't be too pleased to see me after all?
Dad, you walked down there. You told her you were popping out for a bag of sugar.
I did. I just went to Jamaica to get it.
Where is it then? See, you can't expect to come back and find the kettle still on the boil.
I know I'm a rascal, Delbert. I got my reasons for coming back.
Oh, yeah. Let me guess. You want money, right? Well, tough luck, I haven't got any. This is a dosh-free zone.
You're wrong. I'm not after your money. All I want is a bed for the night. Otherwise, it's the back seat of the car.
Look, I can't let you do that.
I know your heart would melt, son.
That car's too beautiful to be used as a doss house. Try a park bench instead. Come on. Which side do you want, Pepsi or Shirley? All right, how you doing? This is the Delbert Wilkins Guide to Cruciality, part 106. Buy it and get part 107 free, you know what I mean? Look, what do, right, if you wake up one morning and suddenly your trousers are completely out of fashion, right? Turn up to drop half an inch overnight, or suddenly your lapels are too wide and you look like Michael Fish. What do? Right, you get done for GBH, grievous bad haberdashery. But living here, all you got to do is lower the offending garmentos out of the window with a request for emergency alterations. Then you can nip off in your underwear, star in a Levi's advert, come back, and you've regained your cruciality again. Wallop. What are you doing?
Delbert, how's your life?
Complicated, Uncle Jake. I've just lost a motor and gained a father. It'd be all right if you had white wall tyres and a stereo. All he's got is hollow legs and a beard.
So, Sonny's back, is he? I measured him up for a suit in 1964, so it's just as well I haven't finished the jacket. Tell him to drop by for a fitting.
Yeah, well, you'll see him later, because he's upstairs having a kip in my bed. So no playing the saxophone before midday, all right?
Man, I never blow before midnight. And I stitch extra quiet.
You and my dad used to pal around, didn't you, Uncle Jake?
Yeah. It was like you and Winston. The tortoise and the hare.
What does that make me, then?
You and me's hares, man. Poor Sonny the tortoise. I suppose he's still plodding along in the same old vehicle.
You mean that's his original car?
Yeah.
I thought he was being hip. I must have inherited my style from my mother's side.
And how has Rose taken the happy news?
Well, I don't know. I've got to go around there and tell her now, haven't I? What am I going to say, Uncle Jake? I mean, do I just slip it into the conversation casually? Oh, by the way, Mum, I hope you got some cancellation insurance on that singles holiday you were planning.
It's a bit of a hot potato for a cool guy.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, what do I say, Uncle Jake? I'm Delbert Wilkins, not Delbert Proops. How you doing, ladies? All right? You guys looking for a pirate radio station? You take the first on the right, the second on the left, and you keep going for about 50 miles until you hit the North Sea. I don't know why you guys call yourselves the Home Office. I mean, you're never at home, you're not in the office, you're always in the street messing around with people's lives. For instance, you don't like the idea of people having a radio station that talks to them in a language they can understand. You'd rather they listen to someone like Derek Jameson talking a language no one can understand. Set of wheels. So why don't you do something useful? You know, like cracking down on dogs who do it on the pavement, while I use this van for something well create.
Winston to Delbert, shorten stride by 10% to attain maximum coolness. Slight but unsightly crease developing on right sleeve. Please correct to preserve cruciality. Girl in red dress has just checked you out. Please execute 360-degree turn and steam in. You wouldn't think they'd need directions with a radar on the roof, would you?
Government agents trying to put the heat on me.
They certainly put the heat on your trousers.
So how's your radar then, Winston? I take it from the fact that you're not driving it that you haven't found my motor.
No, but I've looked everywhere and talked to everyone. Nothing.
All right, I'll give the so-called professionals one more chance. There's never one around when you need one, is there? All right, Winston, look suspicious.
How do you mean?
Well, raise your fist as if you're going to hit me or something. Thanks, Winston, never fails. It's all right, officer, false alarm. This gentleman was just helping me with my inquiries, you know what I mean? All right, Winston, off you go. And remember, a hare without a motor is a tortoise. Sorry to keep you waiting, Sergeant Lilly, but at least it gave you the chance to finish your 11s. Or are you still on breakfast?
Wilkins, this is PC Monkhouse. It's his first day in Brixton. But no doubt he'll have the pleasure of feeling your suede collar before too long.
That's a bit of a Tommy Cooper you're giving him, isn't it?
What?
A bad impression. As you well know, I am totally straight. No drink, no drugs, no crime.
No evidence. So far.
Welcome to the promised land, PC Monkhouse.
Thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you.
You'll find that if you treat people nice, they'll treat you nice. And if you treat people, they'll be even nicer still.
Stalking outside, have you?
Nah, I left him asleep in my bed.
What? Well, that's the last you'll see of that. He'll sell it for boozing and gambling.
Mum, it's attached to the wall.
Now, don't stop. Why you think we never had a Christmas tree? Because he'd bet the money on one of Santa's reindeers at Kempton Park. Dash back to your flat now and you count your suits.
Nah, man, they'll be okay. They're hooked to an electrified rail, right? Winston did it for me. Anybody who touches them gets their fingers burnt, you know?
I hope you didn't warn your father.
Mum, Uncle Jake is downstairs. I know he's a bit laid back, but even he'd notice a double bed going past the window.
Not if he's conniving. He's not your uncle. He just calls himself that to make him sound like a decent man. He's as big a scoundrel as Sonny. And that's how you're going to end up if you don't get yourself a proper job. Now, I'm going to be late for my shift. Always trouble where your father's concerned.
He'd like to come and see you, Mum.
You're going to have to give me a lift to the hospital, Delbert.
My car's been stolen!
You see? Sonny.
Look, Mum. Delbert Wilkins, the Prince of Cool. I wish my old man could have been someone like Isaac Hayes or Muhammad Ali or Sidney Poitier in the heat of the night. Although not in To Sir With Love because he was a wimp. He wasn't any of those people. He's still my dad. And I have to settle for that.
And I'd have settled for someone who found some work, then found his way home after it.
Look, he wants to come home now.
No, he doesn't. He must want something else. A leopard never changes spots.
You know, it seemed like a good idea in the 60s, you know. A man could get into any party wearing a leopard skin jacket.
Yeah, but you walk around Brixton like that now, you get shot.
Yeah, I heard about your police.
Not the first, man. Some big game hunter.
Well, let me pay you for it anyhow.
Never thought I'd hear the word pay on your lips. That'd be £5, 2 shillings and 6pence.
I toss you for it. Doubles or quits.
You mean if I lose, I'm gonna make you another one of these?
No, it's okay. Then let's take me some cash.
Yeah, he may be a bit of a dandy, but that kid is straight live.
Thanks to you, Jake, you've been a father to him. Me, I'm just a bad memory. Not to mention the wrong photograph.
Don't be so harsh on yourself, Sonny. That cat, Wordsworth, he got it right. The child is the father to the man. It's a good trick if you can get away with it. Hey, careful, man. It's like Dracula. It don't come out of its box till dark.
Do me a favor, Jake.
Anytime.
Play at my funeral.
Anytime.
You ought to be on breakfast time doing that, Alex.
That's very big of you, Delbert. I got my hands full doing my early show here. Anyway, Calimera Brixton gets better ratings.
Oh, yeah, well, it's only down to me that you've still got a show, guy.
What are you talking about?
I just happened to ambush a couple of gooks in a detective van this afternoon. Oh, man, it was wicked. Ooh! I gave him a verbal tongue lashing and kicked him out of town.
Terrific. I'm going to have to change the wavelength tonight, then, because that means we're a dead cert to get raided now. You burked, Delbert.
Alex, you can't build a radio station around Delbert and not expect him to draw attention to himself.
You know what I mean?
Nah, but I can switch transmitters. Julie, go and give Winston a ring. Tell him to get to work. Fast.
God, it's probably quick to shift the restaurant.
Delbert, your mama says she'll see me. How you fix it, man?
Just out my big mouth as usual, just loosen my lip, just a minute, that's my Jasper Conran jacket. How'd you get past the alarm system?
I didn't.
Cheers. God's punishment.
I seem to remember this is the way I went out last time.
They're playing your song.
You mind if I come in? You've been decorating.
At least 5 times. What do you do to your hand? Couldn't wait to get the top of a bottle. Sit down.
Thank you, Rose. It's okay for me being here like this. I mean, you might have another man in your life.
I have. Jesus Christ. Turn to him when you let me down, because he never does.
And what him say to you about forgiving me?
I don't know. I haven't asked him that yet.
He'd probably say, do it, Rose, forgive that man, take him back. Get him old slippers out of the cupboard and put his favorite nightie on for him, amen.
Don't push your luck, Sonny. You just reminded me of what you're really like.
No, it's not worth bothering with that.
I'm a nurse. I'd do it for anyone.
No, I mean, this old body's not long for this world.
So what you got in mind? You going to run off again and change your identity?
I'm going to die.
We all are.
Not within the next week, we aren't.
Oh, so that's why you've come back.
You got it in one.
So what do you want me to do? Arrange a nice bed in a private ward with a nurse to run back and forwards to the betting shop for you?
No, I'd like you to execute the last will and testament. If you wouldn't mind. And post me Australian pool scoop on.
Yeah, sounded Terence Trent D'Arby and In My Father's Words. That's specially dedicated to my father, Sonny Wilkins. We had words last week. We sat around my flat and we talked for the first time in ages. Well, in 22 years, you know what I mean? We had a lot to talk about, Guy. By Friday, we'd only got up to 1970 and then he died. I thought, you can't leave me like this. I'm still wearing flares and listening to Mungo Jerry. But it was nice, though, you know. It was interesting. It was like a history lesson, you know. So check this. Your parents won't always be around, all right? So talk to them now before it's too late. Go on, wake them up now. Shake them. Even if it is 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll say something to you. You might not like it, but at least you'll have got a dialogue going, you know what I mean? You've been listening to...
Delbert Wilkins.
Coming to you live from the BBC, the Brixton Broadcasting Corporation, on whatever mystery wavelength we're on tonight. Stay tuned if you can find us. It's 4 o'clock.
G'day, sports, and welcome to Good Night.
Thanks, Uncle Jake. He would have appreciated that.
There's not many people I play for in daylight. Your dad was one, you're another.
Good morning, everybody. Or should I say, Calimera Brixton. These gentlemen are from the Department of Trade and Industry. Show Mr. Kazoblis your ID cards before you rip his radio station apart. Looks like you're out of a job then, eh, Wilkins? Thanks to me and my colleagues here.
What's all this then, Sergeant Lilly? Operation Meat Pie? And 2 vegetables?
That's right, Wilkins. Entertain the public while you still can. Right, Mr. Kazoblis, show us the rest of your premises.
If you insist.
Nice to see the police wasting their own time for once.
Seize everything, lads. Don't be generous.
I don't know where you gents have got the idea that I run a radio station. This is a chapel of rest.
Yeah, and that's my late dad you're disturbing. How does he know the difference between listening to a coffin and Radio 2?
What's this? Egg boxes used for soundproofing, no doubt.
Oh, no, man. Don't you know nothing about our community, Sergeant Lilly? See, for us, the egg is a powerful symbol of rebirth.
That's right. So death becomes life. It's perfectly simple.
Yeah, unless you got an omelette for a brain.
All right, Wilkins, as you seem to know all the answers, what are these? I know a rock star when I see one. Yeah, it's Boy George, isn't it?
Congratulations, Sergeant Lilly. You've just offended the entire Greek Orthodox Church.
Yeah, that's right. You see, these are all celebrated ethnic heroes who have passed over to the other side. If you like, we'll stick one of Dixon and Doc Green up for you.
What you doing trying to arrest my husband? The Grim Reaper's already done that. How dare you intrude on our family grief?
I do beg your pardon, madam. We thought, we'd find an illegal radio station in here.
You ever see a wireless this big before?
That one in my car, man.
Shut up! No. Do your proper duty, officer. You escort these people out of here so that my son and I can grieve in peace.
I wasn't born yesterday, you know. Sorry, sir.
You had to die to do it, but your dad finally achieved something useful in his life.
Sheila, regular BBC listeners are feeling a little homesick.
This is your father's last will and testament, son. He left you something special.
Oh, Mum, God bless him. He knew how important the crucial set of wheels was to me.
Hold on, son. I get the car. This is what's in that car. You don't have no taste.
We've got some good news for you, Mr. Wilkins. We found your car.
What are you playing at, God? I've lost a father and gained a motor again.
Here's the bad news. Drive carefully, Wilkins.
Boy, Lily, check this. The radio still works. Reality, with a capital C, in the big back roof, wouldn't mess with me, and I'm original. My style is unique, and I'm rocking this mic 8 days a week. I'm a secret threat, free you from doom. My people kinda suit light up this room. Don't be so sad, cause I have to go. Just press rewind and watch the video. I'm a heavyweight, always make the front page. Just like a tiger shooting in a cage. I'm wanted, I'm impeccable taste. 7 changes of clothes, just in case.